Well, this is the Jake Creek project, thank you, and hello everybody. Orogen Royalties' Jake Creek property is shown in the foreground here, and a giant gold mine is visible in the background. The gold mine is called Twin Creeks and is one of the largest in Nevada, with an endowment in excess of 20 million ounces gold. It was the proximity to that mine that first brought geologists to Jake Creek, but instead of finding gold in carbonate rocks like those at Twin Creeks, gold was found instead in volcanic rocks. And that is why we are interested in this property, because it is located in a geologic setting favorable for the occurrence of high-grade gold deposits hosted by volcanic rocks. Well, like most gold properties, there is some forward-looking information in this presentation. There are inherent risks involved with exploration and no assurance that that activity will lead to gold mining in any particular place. There's always some uncertainty. At any rate, the Jake Creek gold property, as shown by the gold star, is located in north-central Nevada, approximately 65 kilometers northeast of Winnemucca and 65 kilometers north of Battle Mountain. This part of Nevada is well endowed with gold mines, as shown by the next slide. These mines include the Twin Creeks mine just mentioned, located here about 10 kilometers west of Jake Creek, and the Midas gold mine, approximately 20 kilometers east of Jake Creek. We are interested in Jake Creek because initial drilling encountered grades as high as 11.3 grams per ton gold over a length of 5 feet, as well as longer drilled intervals that include 150 feet of 0.96 grams per ton gold. The size of the deposit remains unknown because mineralization is concealed beneath young volcanic rocks, and mineralization extends an unknown distance beyond the few holes that have been drilled to date. Here is another view of the Jake Creek area. The geology at Jake Creek is similar to that at the nearby Midas mine, shown here. The Midas mine is one of the largest and richest volcanic-hosted gold deposits in Nevada, with grades of gold mined underground commonly exceeding 1 to 2 ounces of gold per ton, and with production and resources of approximately 3 million ounces. At both Midas and Jake Creek, gold is hosted by veins and altered volcanic rocks in the Miocene-aged northern Nevada rift. The Midas deposits are found near the eastern margin of the rift, whereas Jake Creek occurs near the western margin. These rift margins are of interest because they represent areas of structural complexity where faults can help channelize hot fluids that can deposit gold. The gold mineralization at Jake Creek was encountered in a series of holes drilled along a line or fence shown here. And in the case of Jake Creek, the underlying rocks are poorly exposed at the surface. Several holes encountered banded silica veins with textures characteristic of economic gold veins hosted by volcanic rocks, and with gold assays ranging up to 11 parts per million. The results of these holes are shown on this cross-section, which shows the distribution of rocks and mineralization below the surface. Red markers, shown here, indicate where gold was found in drill holes at grades of 0.3 ppm or greater. And the yellow zone, shown here, is a region of pervasive adularia alteration near the base of the volcanic rock package. Adularia is a common associate of gold mineralization in volcanic-hosted epithermal deposits, and it is the strength and continuity of this alteration that suggests a strong and robust hydrothermal system is present at Jake Creek. The highest gold grades are associated with silica veins that occur within this zone of alteration, as some have shown here, and there are others in this area as well. One drill hole on the east side of the section, shown here, intersected several strongly altered basalt dikes, shown in orange, that might represent a corridor for hydrothermal fluids that deposit gold. The overall strength of alteration in the system appears to be increasing to the east towards the structural margin of the northern Nevada Rift, where magnetic surveys indicate that additional dikes and faults are likely to be present. This map shows a plan view of exploration drilling conducted to date. The squares indicate holes drilled by Evolving Gold in 2010 and 2011, which resulted in the initial discovery of mineralization. Circles represent holes drilled by other companies prior to Evolving Gold. In spite of a continued interest, Evolving Gold was unable to maintain the property after 2015 because of a corporate shift away from gold exploration. At that time, the land was promptly staked by Kinetic Gold, whose properties were then later merged into Orogen Royalties portfolio. In detail here, the orange and red symbols indicate holes where gold was encountered at concentrations of 0.3 ppm or greater. Most gold veins in the northern Nevada Rift strike in a northerly direction, and there are few drill holes at Jake Creek that are located farther to the north and the south of this drilled section. Therefore, significant additional mineralization could occur north and south of the initial intercepts. Additionally, alteration appears to be increasing towards the east, approaching the margin of the western margin of the northern Nevada Rift, shown here, where potential dikes and rift-bounding structures remain untested by drilling. It's for these reasons that Orogen Royalties believes that this property has excellent potential for the discovery of a significant gold deposit.